Hello, this is Dr. Kim Jong-il. We have studied so far that ODI APDI CF is very important in doing skeletal analysis. Then, I will review the measurement points for measuring ODI APDI CF and the lines required for this. ODI is the sum of the angle formed by the AB to mandibular plane and the value formed by the palatal plane with the FH plane. APDI is the sum of three angles: facial plane angle, AB plane angle, and palatal plane angle. First, the reference line is the mandibular plane. The mandibular plane is lined with many doctors. Tweed analysis takes the lowermost point of the mandible. Downs analysis takes gonyon and menton. And Steiner analysis takes gonyon and gnathion. In MEAW analysis, it is based on Downs analysis, and it is taken as gonyon and menton. Gonyon also holds various points. In general, the point where the tangent line between the ramus line and the lower edge of the mandible meets, the mandibular angle, is called a gonyon. Menton is the lowermost point of symphysis. Menton is relatively easy to find. First, let's measure the AB to mandibular plane angle. Measure the angle between the AB plane and the mandibular plane. In order to evaluate the anteroposterior relationship, A point and B point are used. Point A is the deepest part of the line from the anterior nasal spine to the maxillary alveolar process. The B point is the deepest part of the line leading to the mandibular pogonion and alveolar process. The second is the palatal plane angle. Palatal plane angle is the angle between the line connecting A and S and P and S and FH. So what is FH plane? It is the line connecting porion and arbutal. Be careful when looking for a porion. Porion is the uppermost point of external auditory meatus. However, the relatively clear visible point in Ceph is the internal auditory meatus, which is not easy to find. First, you need to know the reference points of the anteroposterior guideline and the vertical guideline. That is, in the anteroposterior direction, it is above the Bayesian. And this Bayesian is on the odontoid. Vertically, the zygomatic arch, the most radiopaque area just in front of the condyle, is found first. In the picture, you can see a lot of radiolucent circles like this. These are mastoid cells. Therefore, when looking for a porion, consider the top of the Bayesian and the zygomatic arch. Next, the orbital point is the lowest point of the bony orbit. At this time, it is important to note that it should be distinguished from the superior wall of the maxillary sinus. That is, the superior wall of the maxillary sinus is located higher than the orbital. In the photo, you can see several horizontal lines like this. If you connect the line like this, it becomes maxillary sinus, and the one below it is the orbital floor. Set the middle point of the left and right orbital floor as orbital point. The posterior nasal spine is the most posterior point of the bony hard palate. P and S can look for PEM first. The anterior nasal spine is the point protruding from the anterior part. These P and S and A and S are relatively easy to find. The palatal plane is generally the line connecting the A and S and P and S, which is almost 90 or more. However, in some cases, the A and S is too upside or downside. In this case, when measuring the maxilla, an error may occur when measuring with the visible A and S. Therefore, the front side determines the palatal plane by connecting the P and S with the PIC point instead of A and S. Also, if the result of the palatal plane angle measurement is greater than +5 degrees or -7 degrees, it may affect the overall value, so correction is required. If the palatal plane angle is more than 5 degrees, it is recommended to calculate 5 degrees and -7 degrees to -5 degrees. Palatal planes also have positive and negative values. Let's review it again. Open bite has a small ODI value, and deep bite has a large ODI value. If the A and S of the palatal plane is down here, is it likely to be an open bite? Or is it likely to be a deep bite? There is a lot of potential to become a deep bite. Therefore, please remember that there is a lot of possibility that A and S is going down as a deep bite. And if A and S is going up, it is going to be open bite. If the palatal plane is parallel to the FH, the palatal plane angle is 0 degrees. However, compared to FH, if A and S is positioned above, it is minus value, and if A and S is positioned below, it is a plus value. If the palatal plane is negative, the probability of open bite and class 2 malocclusion is high. And if the value is positive, the possibility of deep bite and class 3 malocclusion is high. The third important angle is the facial plane angle. Facial plane angle is the angle formed by the line connecting FH plane to nasion and pogonion. Facial angle is usually 86 degrees normal. If the angle is less than 82 degrees, it means the mandible is located posteriorly. And if the angle is more than 90 degrees, it means the mandible is located anteriorly. Facial plane is the line connecting nasion and pogonion point. Nasion is the boundary of the frontonasal suture. The part where the radiolucent mark is visible while descending from the front is the nasion point. Pogonion is the most anterior part of the bony chin. It will be easy to find this pogonion point. However, in some cases, especially retrognathed patients, the mandible is located posteriorly, making it difficult to find the pogonion. In this case, hold the mandibular plane as a reference. Draw a tangent line and determine the pogonion with the point located in the frontmost position. The fourth important angle is the AB plane angle. The AB plane angle is the angle between the line connecting the facial plane, nasion and pogonion, and the AB plane. AB plane angle also has positive and negative values. In this way, like class 2 malocclusion, if point A is located in the anterior position, it is a minus value. Whereas when point A is located in the posterior position, it is a plus value. Let's review it again. The APDI of class 2 malocclusion is small. On the other hand, the APDI of class 3 malocclusion is large. If point A is located posteriorly, it is class 3 malocclusion, so the AB plane angle value increases to plus. Conversely, if point A is located in front, it is class 2 malocclusion, so the AB plane angle value is small as minus. You can also evaluate the maxillomandibular relationship together by looking at the facial angle and the AB plane angle. If the facial angle is 86 degrees and the AB plane angle is normal, it means that the mandibular position is normal, and the maxillary position is also normal. Facial angle is normal at 86 degrees, and if the A-point is protruding a lot, the mandible is normal, but it means that the maxilla is located in the front. If the facial plane angle is normal at 86 degrees and the A-point is located posteriorly, it means that the mandible is in a normal position and the upper jaw is under growth. Let's summarize. ODI is the sum of AB to mandibular plane angle and palatal plane angle. APDI is the sum of three angles: the facial plane angle, the AB plane angle, and the palatal plane angle. The combination factor is the sum of these two, ODI and APDI. Thank you for watching.